Hello to my soul family. This is The Empress Speaks, and welcome back to the channel. Today is July 30th, 2023, and happy birthday to my Leo family that's celebrating their birthday today or tomorrow, or celebrated it yesterday, or just during this season. Happy birthday to you. I hope you're enjoying another trip around the sun, another trip around our little microcosm of the universe, because we know the sun is everything and our Leos are all that. I am a proud Leo sun myself. And on this channel, we talk a lot about our Leo tarot readings. We do mainly Leo tarot readings, some collective readings. I may start opening up to additional signs a little bit later this year. Also start opening up some personals a little bit later this year. I just want to get myself organized and make some little investments on some technology pieces. I just want to be ready once we kick that off. Also, I want to say thank you all for your support. Again, without you, I wouldn't be here. You all have inspired me. Other tarot readers have inspired me. You actually saved me from some things too. And if you have been under any type of spiritual attack, you know what I mean, because when you know, you know. But we are now at, let me see where we are. We are growing so much, leaps and bounds. And I'm so proud of us and our little soul community. Our tribe is 737 members strong. It's a beautiful thing. We're growing. I've got great ideas for us in the future. I want to do some type of spiritual retreat and or solar birthday for us out on the property soon. I'm working on some things. I live out here on a farm, so I've got some things that I want to do as far as an event center and hosting an event celebrating our community, our tribe, and our growing membership. So thank you so much for your support. Today, before we get into tarot, I also want to talk to you all about something that I want to do. And that's going to be current events commentary. We're going to call it our CEC series, where we'll talk about current events that are happening with perhaps local celebrities or something spiritual in nature, or some types of revelations or congressional hearings. Whatever it is, it will specifically relate to us as we build up our spiritual understanding and knowledge and raise our vibrational frequency. We'll talk about these things from a spiritual perspective and how it can affect us, and what we can potentially see in the future. Okay. One thing I wanted to discuss really briefly too was the congressional hearing that took place recently, in which some military officials actually shared with us some information that we already knew. For most of us who are on this channel and you're subscribers, you're familiar with the UFO phenomenon and or reincarnation and past lives and all of those things. But for Congress to come out and say again, confirming that the UAP phenomenon is real, or unidentified area phenomenal, or which was commonly AKA UFOs, unidentified flying objects, are real. And also non-human biological entities were found or recovered from crash sites. So, that's one thing I wanted to share with you. For some of you who don't really subscribe to mainstream media, not that I put a whole lot of stake in it, but I want to share with you what that means, this type of disclosure, because mainstream media is very much aware of the fact that we are not buying into the hype of just being fed anything. We're not buying into the mass hysteria or the games that have been perpetuated upon us, and cognitive dissonance. At some point, we've got to step back and say, are they reporting this on mainstream media because they can't help but to give us a little bit of information? They've known about this. If they're declaring this or admitting to this existence of such entities and aircraft, then it has been around us or with us or in our airspace for a very, very long time. Okay, for them to just, fully disclose this information means that they can't help but to disclose this information. And sometimes there is cognitive dissonance. Many occasions, this is what's happening, or just an attempt to guide us like sheeple into a belief about something or distract us from what's really going on. With everyone waking up to this information and understanding this, at some point, mainstream media's got to say, oh, this cognitive dissonance shit is not going to work. So they're probably, I don't know what their intentions are, but at some point, they've got to stop doing that and start to say, you know what? They're expecting cognitive dissonance. They're expecting to be distracted. So let's give them something stranger than fiction, and that's the truth. So let's give them the truth about what's really going on, and you're going to have this half of your audience or half of the world believing that they're telling the truth, and the other half saying, no, this is another attempt to distract us from. We already know that we are living on a prison planet, and there's a lot of government leaders trying to enslave our minds. This war is spiritual, that there's a lot of battling going on earth as it is in heaven. We understand that. We know that our elected officials oftentimes are opposition. They're not doing what they should be doing for the people. That's a global fact, that's happening everywhere. But when they start to disclose things, that means that the spiritual veil has been lifted so much to the fact that to the point that they have to let you know what's going on. And I do believe that it's not letting us know for the good, it's letting us know because there are going to be more of these things to take place, more sightings, more revelations, more disclosures. And with those disclosures, you're going to have a lot of people that are going to be diagnosed with mental illnesses for what they see and feel and believe. Not only are you to believe what you see and hear in some cases, but you need to, most importantly, believe what you discern, believe what you can sense intuitively. And so with that being said, you'll hear a lot of cases, upcoming cases, mass sightings, and of non-biological so-called entities. There's a lot out here. In the spirit world, what some call supernatural, there are a lot of things that are out here that people are capturing on film. I've captured a lot of things on film that I will be sharing additionally to what I've already put on the community tab. So, just to let you know, even with my father, there were a lot of supernatural things that happened before his passing and after his passing that are ongoing to really confirm that energy is transformed, and there is an ability to communicate if you're open to receiving the message from your loved ones. So just one moment, and I'm going to pull up this video that I want to share with you that we'll talk about briefly in our first segment of events that are happening, current events, connection, or communication. Okay, 1 second. Hey, I am back.
And Accountability Subcommittee held a historic hearing on unidentified anomalous phenomena, also known as UFOs. Lawmakers heard from 3 witnesses today, including former U.S. military and intelligence community personnel who claim to have come into contact with such objects. Natalie Brand has more now from that hearing.
We have nothing close to it.
Retired Navy Commander David Fravor testified before Congress about an encounter he cannot explain. A strange tic-tac-shaped object he says he saw in the sky during a training mission in 2004.
The technology that we faced was far superior than anything that we had.
Lawmakers on Capitol Hill are digging into the national security concerns and the mystery posed by unidentified anomalous phenomena, or UAPs, also known as UFOs.
Do you believe that our government is in possession of UAPs?
Absolutely, based on interviewing over 40 witnesses over 4 years. I know the exact locations.
A whistleblower who formerly worked on the Defense Department's UAP task force, David Grush, claims he was denied access to information on a government UFO crash retrieval program something the Pentagon disputes.
Biologics came with some of these recoveries.
Were they, I guess, human or non-human biologics?
Non-human, and that was the assessment of people with direct knowledge on the program I talked to.
Congress members from both sides of the aisle are demanding more transparency.
Okay, you heard that. So we knew about the little Tic Tac incident, which is absolutely nothing. A lot of you are saying, why is it that we've got this state-of-the-art camera technology, the ability, infrared sensors, all of that, and we can only get grainy footage and photos? I will tell you, just from me capturing what I've been able to capture over the years, there is some type of technology or force field that interrupts or distorts the ability to capture some of these things. You can see them with your naked eye, and sometimes you're not able to pick them up on film or camera. Other times you can see them on camera, but it doesn't look like what you're looking at visually in looking at with your eyes, okay? If that makes any sense. I've captured things in Las Vegas, not when I lived there, but on a girls' trip there, that I was looking at on my cell phone, but I could not see it with my naked eye. I'm like, look at all of this. It's like dozens of these things in formation, over the valley, and I could not capture it. I couldn't see it. Like whenever I would not zoom in with my cell phone, I couldn't see it. So there are a lot of things that are impeding one's ability to capture a very clear photo. I do believe in some instances we do have very clear footage of these aerial phenomenal, unidentified flying objects and underwater sea objects. We do have better pictures. On average, they are going to be grainy just because you can see some type of energy field. Even outside of my home, back towards a pond and barn, I can see things, capture things that have some sort of energetic field overlaying it so that it interferes with what I'm seeing or what the camera is picking up, if that makes any sense to any of you. So the first thing I wanted to kind of chat about on this subject is this is a whistleblower, and a whistleblower is telling the truth. That's why they are a whistleblower. This person is coming forth with the truth, revealing the truth about the situation and the information that they've come across and that they're able to substantiate. So the UAPs are real, and that's the unidentified aerial phenomena, as well as the non-biological entities. So what are they? Are they multidimensional? Are they ultra-dimensional? Do they possess a soul? What are they? I think they know a lot more than they're saying, and the fact that they captured these things means that they are they have the ability to move around in this dimension, that they are dense, they have a body, and that I'm sure they have manipulated these entities in ways that they've been able to discover or get information out of the entities regarding where they are from, what their purpose is, what they're doing. And this is something they've long discovered. And so how does that affect us? What does this mean to us on a spiritual level and as a collective community? It means, and I don't know everything, okay? I'm just giving some general conversation and context, that this means that they can no longer deny what people are sensing, seeing, feeling, filming, all of that. And, it's been previously the modus operandi to deny. It doesn't exist. You're crazy. A lot of people are going to be institutionalized because not only are they emphatically sure about what they see, they are going to try to convince others of what they see, which is going to be a hard pill to swallow, because some people are not going to be able to see beyond the veil. Some of us are not going to be able to discern or understand that there are entities walking amongst us that are not from our realm. They're not like us. They're non-biological. What does that mean? I don't know. Non-biological could mean a lot of things. Let's kind of see. Let's consult here and see what we come up with when we look up the term non-biological. It could mean multidimensional. It could mean a lot. Non-biological. Not derived from biology or organisms, not containing enzymes. Not connected with the natural processes of biology. Not containing enzymes said to be capable of removing stains of organic. So, this is very interesting here. So, let's see, they're made of other ingredients, non-biological ingredients, interesting. I'm going to do some research on that and come back to you guys on what non-biological entities are. Are they spiritual or not? Remains to be seen. But the fact of the matter is more people are going to sense and discern intuitively that they're around non-human entities, non-biological entities. And so, take it as it resonates with you, because some of you are going to say, BS, this person is crazier than hell, batshit, or whatever. But some of us intuitively know that there's a huge difference in the energy flowing from individuals, especially in the workforce. You're going to find that you're going to see that more often than not. Even for those of you who work remotely and you're doing things on Teams, I was able to pick up on a whole lot of interference and a whole lot of negativity being sent my way electronically. So electronic manipulation is going to be very huge for some of us, where you're going to be able to sense things and feel things in a way that you've never been able to feel them before. Some of these entities do not require any physical contact whatsoever. They're able to manipulate electronic devices, all of your listening devices, communication devices, and even telepathically. So this is what it means, in my opinion, this type of disclosure. We are now living in an age where we're so attached to our electronic devices and the monitoring systems that they contain. So if there was a desire to create some type of mass hysteria or panic, all the government has to do is send something through. If they've got that technology, and most of us believe they do, they can send something through our devices and be able to connect or disconnect us with one another at any moment. Just because of the different technologies, wireless technologies, 5G, and so on and so forth. So they don't have to disclose anything, but disclosure generally means that they're giving a little bit of truth with some lies, and they're telling you the truth because people are going to start seeing more and more of what these entities are. And some of these entities are not just experimental projects, secret projects from the government. Some of these entities are kind of unleashed in a manner in which they've gone off the program in terms of what the agreement was for them to be able to do on this planet or with humans. So they may have a plan of their own. Due to a whole lot of genetic manipulation. Who's to say if we've got non-biological entities in our presence or in our that have been captive or held or captured? Obviously, something is happening where we are experimenting. Different agencies, different countries are experimenting and being able to, are able to test these things to see what their threshold and tolerance levels are for all types of, scientific experiments. And they very well are mixing, and or breeding humans or other animals with this non-biological entity, or testing on the capability of being able to do so. Who knows what has been created as a result of, capturing these non-biological entities alive, and in the name of science and experimentation. What they've come up with, genetic altering and manipulation and hybridization and breeding and selective breeding, all that stuff is a part of our history. And they do that in the name of science and technology. And so I do feel that this has been done, and there are some cases where it goes horribly wrong. And when it goes horribly wrong, they generally put it in movies or detail it in some way so that it comes across as unbelievable, very sensational. But for those who know and who are intuitive, you think, well, that just might explain what I saw, or that just might explain these tales of old. So anyway, with that being said, I just wanted to, let you think about that, or put something on your mind, and be, watching the news, especially when you have congressional hearings that are just slowly, sending out little tidbits of disclosure, each and every time. Why are they doing this now? What is it that they can't hold back from sharing? Is this cognitive dissonance? Is this a way to distract us? And distract us from what? Hell, there's so much going on. It is just that's not hard to create a distraction or a diversion. What are they trying to divert our attention towards? Because right now there's not a whole lot of focus on the real issues for many. There are a few of us, and certainly members of this tribe and family, that are focusing on spiritual enlightenment and day-to-day living, and trying to understand the world around them and the whole ascension process. But there are many that are just so easily distracted that there doesn't have to be any massive effort or huge effort by the government to distract people who are so focused on trying to earn a living and take care of themselves and their family. So what really does this mean for us in the collective? As we, more details will come out, I'm sure. More sightings, more interactions, more encounters, fourth, fifth, and sixth kind encounters. I see a lot more to come, because it's inevitable. It's inevitable. Ring cameras are out there. They're picking up things. Infrared cameras. And for those who are highly intuitive and spiritual and psychically connected, we're picking up on things. There isn't a day that goes by that I don't pick up on something psychically, energies around me. Many of you are the very same way. And so I don't want you to buy into the fact that this is just a mainstream media distraction. In some cases it could be, but for them to be telling us this right at this moment generally means something. And it's not always that it is a distraction. It could mean that I've got to tell people something so that, we don't have mass hysteria and panic. Maybe they're wanting to do a false flag alien invasion, but the invasion has already taken place. So whatever they do now, it's because it has already occurred 20 or 30 years ago. I'm going to leave this conversation here. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section. I'm going to create another video where we do some tarot, but this is just our current events conversation. Please let me know your feedback. What are your thoughts? Is it crazy hoopla? Have you experienced something similar, or do you have any thoughts on this congressional hearing? What do you think? What's your take on it? Let's share with one another, and I'll be back with Terrell on the next video. Take care of yourselves and each other. Please like, share, and subscribe, and don't forget to click that notification bell.